All right, Shalom. All praises and glory to Yahweh Bashmi Shai. Double honor to the apostles, the great millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. I just want to go into Isaiah the 13th chapter and deal with this false doctrine that's being pushed out here by these reprobate Israelite groups. ITR is trying to refine. Basically how they've been pushing out the lie that Babylon is talking about the Vatican City, and it's not talking about America. Okay. Now, when you go into Isaiah the 13th chapter, all right, it describes you Babylon that Isaiah saw to be destroyed, and how it reflects America. And I'm gonna go into other Babylon scriptures as well, because Babylon in the last days was to be a great city. Okay, but I just want to pinpoint Isaiah the 13th chapter and go over it and edify and show that it's talking about America. Okay. All right. Now this is Isaiah 13:1. It says, "The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see." It says, "Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles." Which this is the job and the duty of the prophets, to exalt the voice and let the people know what's getting ready to happen before it happens. All right, to say it before it happens. All right, and it says, "I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones from mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness." It says, "The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle." Okay, so what this is talking about it's talking about the kingdoms of nations being gathered together. It's talking about the different countries, sovereign nations, and their allies coming together in the last days to fight in a war. And it says that the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, all right, from the spiritual world, is bringing all these militaries together. Okay? And that's mainly talking about Russia, Iran, Israel, America, China, North Korea, all right, and all these other countries, they ought to be involved. Okay, because if you've been watching the news and the different reports, you can see the tension rising between the different nations, with the nuclear missiles being tested daily, different countries invading other ones like Syria. Okay, so the mustering is going on as we speak. All right, and it has nothing to do with Vatican City. Nowhere in the news is talking about Italy spearheading a coalition of military personnel to go into another country and fight a war. All right. Now verse 5 says, "They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land." So even the Lord himself is going to take part in this final war, which is known in the scriptures as the War of Armageddon. All right. It says, "Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as the destruction from the Almighty." And what is that destruction talking about? Let's get a precept. Okay. Now let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 17. All right. And what do we have here? Revelation 17:5. It says, "And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth." All right. And it says, "And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Now, this can't be talking about the Vatican City, okay? Because they haven't, in this modern age, spearheaded any deaths pertaining to the Israelites that were brought into slavery, okay? But America has, and its military forces have, okay? Up until this day. All right? So let's go down here. All right? Let's see what the judgment of this Babylon the Great is. And this is Revelation 17 and 15. It says, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. All right, that's not talking about Vatican City. It's talking about America, the great melting pot. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. And they'll try to say that, well, see, that's talking about Vatican City and the Pope. That's not talking about Vatican City and the Pope, because it's only a couple thousand people that live in Vatican City alone. All right? But America has all nations, all tongues, all peoples, all different languages dwelling in every city in America, amongst each other, mingled together. And because the beast or Babylon is maintained by through its military might, like I said, the Vatican City does not have a standing military army to go into every nation and set up bases, but America does, because all the clues point to America being the mystery, which is Babylon the Great. All right, so that's what it's talking about. All right, when it's talking about Babylon. And I mentioned how it said that the 10 horns that were his allies were going to burn it with fire. Well, that's how it's going to be destroyed. Okay? This is back in Isaiah 13 and 6. It says, howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid. Pains and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. Because once this war takes place, and America sets foot in Iran and over there in the Middle East, and they start to fight this war, that's going to lead them into their final battle, which is going to eventually have them destroyed by the other allied and enemy nations that is fighting. Okay? All right? Let's jump down to verse 13. It says, therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, and the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as the chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land. And why is and that's important, because everybody here in America, for the most part, is a foreigner. All right, everybody's ethnicity traces back to outside of America. All right, unless you're a so-called Native American, which is the tribe of Gad. All right, or you're a so-called Seminole Indian, which is the tribe of Reuben. All right, of the nation of Israel. Everybody else migrated here or invaded. And when they start to see the destruction that's coming to America, not Vatican City, not anywhere else, they're going to go back to their own land. Okay? And there's numerous reports of different economic analysts and different bankers leaving America, and other people from other countries that have invested in America leaving this place and going back to their own native land. All right? And that's prophecy. Okay? It says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. All right? Because, like I said, America is going to be destroyed by fire, which is going to come via nuclear missiles. All right? That's why when you read up early in the chapter, it talks about the Lord is going to come, him and the weapons of his indignation. All right? Now, what are his weapons? All right, let's go to the 54th chapter of Isaiah. All right, and the 16th verse. It says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. The instrument for his work is the nuclear missiles that the Lord is putting the spirit on these different scientists and different military weapons contractors to continue to create these weapons, so these other nations can fulfill the will of destroying the United States of America. Okay? Let's go to the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 8. It says, behold, the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, are upon this sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. The Vatican is not a kingdom. All right? Because if it was so, we'd all be speaking Latin. All right? That would be the majority, and the Catholic religion of Christianity would be the dominant religion in these other nations, but it's not. Okay? It's talking about America. Okay? It's talking about America. Now, I don't have to do too much expounding. All right? These are just things that brothers already know. And it's just to clarify through different precepts in the scriptures the things that we've heard, to not lose them, because these precepts are important in us identifying who Babylon the Great is. All right? And I'm just using the scriptures provided by Isaiah 13, the 13th chapter, to show these things. All right? Isaiah 13 and 16. It says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Which is to take place in America, to have these different famines and class wars and protests and riots that's going to spark all out anarchy and chaos in this country. That's going to have people killing and raping women. All right? Children being destroyed, killed, getting diseases. These things are to take place in America. All right? Verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Russia is not having all this nuclear missiles and this weaponry being pointed towards Rome. Okay? All right? Just yesterday, Iran said it had plans to send its naval ships over here to the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico over here in America. They're not sending them over there to the Mediterranean Sea and surrounding Rome and Vatican City over there. Why? Because they're sending them over here to America, because that's what's getting ready to happen. All right, it's getting ready to be a war between America, Russia, Iran, and its allies. That's who the Medes are. Okay, it's not Italy versus Russia. It's the U.S., America versus Russia. Okay. So it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. And that's talking about the money system. Because Russia, what they have set up with China and Brazil and these other nations, they have something called BRICS set up to where they want to move away from having the dollar being the currency that it does its trade in. China is developing another oil trade currency known as the petro-yuan, which they want to move away from the petrodollar by, I believe, the end of this year or the beginning of 2018. So they're not delighting in the monetary system that America has set up anymore, because it's failing these other nations. They've amassed so much debt by investing in the dollar, and they see that it's not worth nothing. So they're just going to disregard it and go to war. All right. This is verse 18. It says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, speaking about the nuclear missiles that's being developed. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Because once those missiles are launched over here, all right, China has just developed a hypersonic missile that could reach anywhere in the world within its target range within an hour. Now, the scriptures talk about Babylon the Great being destroyed within 1 hour. I'm going to get that scripture. Let's go back to Revelation. I believe it's the 18th chapter. All right. Because it talked about for in 1 hour was that city destroyed. This is Revelation 18. Right. And I might come back and do this chapter as well. Right, but I'm going to just read this. This is Revelation 18:2. It says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations, Salaki, it says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. America has pushed out so much wickedness in the earth, and so much merchandise and things that you can market in your own country. All right. The Asians, they have an Asian Idol over there. Asians Got Talent over there. Okay. All right, you got Hollywood in America. You got Bollywood, okay, in East India and Pakistan. You got Nollywood in West Africa and Nigeria. America's influence is influenced the whole world, not Vatican City, okay, and it's not going to be destroyed by volcanoes. The scripture says in Isaiah 13 that their bows shall dash the young men to pieces, okay. Not fire and smoke from the mountains, okay, which are volcanoes. All right, let's jump down to verse 17. It says, for in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? Okay, because in 1 hour, America is going to be destroyed. China and North Korea, Kim Jong-un is not threatening to destroy Italy and Rome, where Vatican City is located, but it's just threatening to destroy Trump and his administration in America. Okay. You got to be a complete idiot to believe the madness that come out of these people, these guys' mouths, man. All right, I'm going to read this again in Isaiah 13:18. It says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And this is the key here. It says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? Which by nuclear missiles, that's how America's going to be destroyed. Because Babylon was not destroyed, which is modern day Iraq. It was not destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, because that would have been written in the scriptures even in the time of Yahweh Shai. Okay? Because there's going to be a new spiritual Babylon that was going to be set up, that the Lord was going to set up and power in the last days, and then destroy it via weapons that he gave to these different scientists to design these weapons to destroy themselves. Okay? Verse 20. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. Now this is a trick that the Most High, this is why you guys, Nazariah and ITR and all you other false prophet Israelites, that don't believe America's Babylon the Great, you're in a trick bag, okay? Because here it is, the Most High is telling you that this new Babylon is not going to be inhabited, and there's not going to be no Arabs over there. Well, guess what? If this was ancient Babylon, which, like I said, was located in Iraq, ancient Mesopotamia, okay, near the Euphrates River, it's people living over there, literally pitching tents, Arabs, okay, and Saudi Arabia over there as well. And then you literally got shepherds making folds there, all those camels, okay? The Arabs come over here to America and they set up shop. And they sell camel meat and all kinds of abominations in the Middle Eastern foods. So what are you talking about? This talking about America, and these other heathen nations are not going to be able to come over here, make money, and go back to their own country. Okay? But it says this. It says in verse 21, it says, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there. All right? Okay? Turn this off for a second. It says, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. Because we just read in Isaiah 18 how only the birds and other creatures are going to dwell in America after it's destroyed, after it's fallen. Verse 22, and the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. So this is talking about America, man. All right? Isaiah the 13th chapter is talking about America being Babylon the Great, the glory of kingdoms, the glory of these countries, the greatest country in the world, as Obama said. As Trump said, let's make America great again. Okay? But if you're spiritual, you can see it. But if you're a total spiritual retard, you're not going to be able to see it. That's why the brothers are saying that these guys have the oil taken from them, man. Okay? Because they want to be proud and they want to be disrespectful to their spiritual parents and ultimately disobey the will of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's why you can't believe and trust in these guys, man. Okay? All right? Babylon the Great is America. Let's get Jeremiah. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51. All right? Because Jeremiah is going to say the same thing that Isaiah said. All right? I mean, this whole chapter is talking about Babylon the Great. We're just talking about how it's going to be destroyed. All right? Matter of fact, let me see if I can get it real quick. Right. This is right. This is Jeremiah. All right, chapter 50 and 35. It says, "A sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith the Lord, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. A sword is upon the liars, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed." Let's talk about the American military. "A sword is upon their horses, and upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her." We're just talking about America being that great melting pot. Okay? "And they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. For it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols." All America pushes is idols, man. Okay? These celebrities and all of that. All right? But it's going to be destroyed by that sword, which is the ICBM nuclear missile. All right? Verse 39. "Therefore the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the islands shall dwell there, and the owl shall dwell therein, and it shall be no more inhabited forever. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, as the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord. So shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein." All right? "Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth." Russia, China, Japan, North Korea, Saudi Arabia, the EU, the UK, the UN, all these allies and enemies of America, Australia, they're all going to have the power through the nuclear missile and destroy America. It says, "They shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel and will show no mercy. It will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, every one put in array like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon." Like I said, America will be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. All right, by the Lord, which is Yahweh Shai and the angels, and the so-called UFOs, the chariots shooting laser beams and destroying this place. Okay? That's the judgment from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right? So just understand, okay, that it's talking about America. All right? That's what Babylon is talking about. And it's going to be destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. Ancient Babylon wasn't destroyed in that manner. But this new spiritual Babylon will be. All right? So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone. And peace and blessings to the elect. I hope he was edified. Babylon the Great is America, and it will be destroyed. Shalom.